friends and Prairie Vintage. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit and my intuition, the tarot, to communicate energies to you guys. Fantastic viewers. If you guys are new to this channel, welcome. So glad you guys found me. And for those of you guys returning, I'm so blessed and so grateful to be doing your reading. I sure hope these messages resonate for all of you guys today. Today's reading will be taking a look at what spirit wants to communicate to you using the Lenormand decks, and they're slightly different than a tarot. Okay, if this is your first time getting a Lenormand reading, all the cards in a row are sort of read as a story, although they change the meanings of the cards preceding it, depending on the chain of cards. Okay, so you'll see as we do your reading, beautiful people. So we have three options to choose from for today's reading, these three decks, which I'll hold up shortly. Let's take a look at all the decks we'll be using for this reading, shall we? So we'll be using the Royal Tea Leaf reading cards. Some of these decks do not have boxes. And we will also be pulling some buttons as well. All right, so beautiful people, let's take a look at the three options. Option number one, we have the Lenormand of Enchantment. Option number two, we have the Lenormand Malefique. And option number three, we have the Shadowland Lenormand deck. So if you are called or pulled to multiple piles, is absolutely fine. Could be multiple messages, different aspects to your situation, circumstance that spirit is pulling through here. Okay. Always listen to your intuition. Do not take any messages that do not belong to you. And it is absolutely okay to not have a pile that resonates for you every single time at this channel. Okay. So I will put the timestamp in the description box and in the pinned comment below. I'll take you guys directly to your pick and I will see you there. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number one, you guys picked the Lenormand of Enchantment. I can't wait to get into your reading. We're going to be doing a 9-card tableau for this Lenormand reading. If it's your first time getting a Lenormand reading, it is read slightly different than the tarot. Okay, they are read as a storyline, but each card sort of impacts the card in front of it and behind it, depending on the combination of cards. Okay, so I will be also using some oracle cards to add an extra layer here, although these cards aren't really generally read intuitively because they have standard meanings to them, which are slightly different than the tarot. Okay, but I always use my intuition first and foremost, so some of this might come through generally using, or I should say predominantly using my intuition. So spirit, clear and concise message here for beautiful pile number one in regards to what they're needing to know right here, right now. Spirit, clear and concise message for pile one. Thank you so much, Spirit. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile one and what they're needing to know, they're needing to hear right here, right now. Thank you so much, pile one, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. That one will be put off to the side. I do feel there's that one sliding as well. Okay, interesting. Here's your 9 cards. Should we pull the oracles now? No, let's do the reading and then we will add to it as we need to. Okay, so we have the Rider, 9 of Hearts, which is 9 cups. We have the Ship, 10 Spades, 10 Swords, number 1, number 3, and we have the Stork, Queen of Hearts, Queen of Cups, number 17, or the number 8. And we have the ring, Ace of Clubs, which is the Ace of Wands, number 25, or the number 7. And we have the whip, the Jack of Clubs, which is the Page or the Knight of Wands, number 11, or the number 2. And we have the fish, King of Diamonds, which is the King of Pentacles, card 34, or the number 7. And we have the key, 8 Pentacles, or the 8 of Diamonds here, card number 33, or the number 6. 33 is a master number. Reproduction, creativity, humor, Christ consciousness, joy, and harmony. We also have this master number 11. Divine inspiration, synchronicity, and the encouragement to keep going. We have the moon, 8 of Hearts, which is 8 cups, and number 32, or the number 5. Now remember, the definitions on these cards are slightly different than that of the tarot. And we have the clover, 6 diamonds, 6 pentacles, and we have the number 2. Okay, I will reveal these here. We have the fox, 9 clubs, which is 9 wands, card number 14, and then we have the mice, 7 clubs, 7 wands, number 23, or the number 5. Mirrored numbers here. Okie dokie. We have 32, 33, 34, which is interesting because all those cards are in succession. I'll put that over here. Let me tap into this and then we will begin your reading. Okay. So the central theme here, you have the whip. And the whip is probably one of the least favorite cards in the Lenormand because it does talk about challenge. Could be physical challenge, emotional challenge, something might be depleting. It could speak of abuse or somebody sort of taking their aggression potentially on someone else. So this is all in regards to a challenge. Now, the cards on the side here, which generally isn't a part of the tableau that I'm reading, it has a fox and a mouse, which is also not a very good combination, because the fox can definitely talk about sneaky behaviors or people we can't necessarily trust, you know, or maybe a need to be a little more sneaky. It could also represent career. Okay, so take it as it resonates. It might become more clear as we sort of unfold this thing. There's a lot of viewers here, so there could have multiple meanings and all could definitely resonate for you. The mice certainly can talk about something that's annoying or eroding or persistently nagging in some way here. So we could have like a situation at work where we're feeling depleted, you know, physically drained, emotionally drained. Something like this is pulling through. Okay, and some of you guys could certainly be dealing maybe with somebody who you find annoying or maybe you can't trust, who's been maybe a little bit of a bully here if with the whips. So let's see, we have the rider and the whip and the clover. So I do feel like Spirit's talking about a situation turning for the better here with the clover. Okay, whatever was challenging or whatever was the burden of a situation will be turning for the better. And we might be getting some communication or something might happen that might seem challenging, but it's actually like a silver lining. You know, like if this didn't happen, which is a challenge, if this person didn't come forward in this challenging way, then this would have not have been revealed potentially. So I do feel like there's something in your favor that's beneficial out of something that, might appear as a challenge, or someone coming forward, putting a burden on you in some way, but it gets turned in some way here for your benefit. So the rider, the ship, and the stork, they all have movement in them. The rider and the stork talk about a delivery, good news. The rider could definitely involve a person. And so I feel like there is this potentially someone coming forward delivering something that allows there potentially to be a new beginning or a new understanding, or to allow you to have movement. So maybe in the situation that you're dealing with could certainly feel oppressive in some way. And you might hear from even an external source potentially that might deliver some information in regards to how you can move forward, or allows for a new beginning, or some information here. Like, I'll use the example of a job again. Let's say we're really challenged, we had a challenging situation at work again, or something that's happened, and we confide in someone and say, oh, you won't believe what happened. This happened again, or this happened today. And out of this conversation or this awareness, somebody says, hey, why don't you apply at my work? Or I saw that this place is looking for, your skill. And so there is some information that allows there to be some form of a delivery here that I think frees you from this. I don't feel it's like a potential. I feel like it allows you to move out of, because there's heavy movement here, movement out of something that it might have been very, again, heavy, challenging, restricting. Okay, so we have the rider, the ring, and the key. So somebody offering you something official, some form of commitment, some form of contract that becomes the solution to your problem, or the answer to what you need. So there's some, again, information that provides you with a solution to allow there to be movement. And it is something that's, it is like, it could be an official contract that allows there to be just the key to your answer to move forward. Now, the elephant, I'm getting this intuitively here that I see with this rider. An elephant can talk about the past, like memories of the past or situations of the past. And so I do feel like there is a past experience here that I don't feel has been so pleasant. And maybe this has been very heavy in regards to allowing us to commit to move forward. But I do see Spirit talking about this being a promising opportunity to move forward and commit to officially. Okay, and we have the ship, the whip, and the moon. So I do want to see what this author does talk about in this moon, because sometimes there's slight variations, and I want to see what it is exactly here that. So we have 8, the moon. So 32, I'm sorry. 32 with the moon. So it says night, manifestation, emotions, creativity, intuition, reflection, feelings, imagination, subconscious, magic, appearance, influence, phases, occult awareness, talent, and divination, and fantasy and skill. Okay, so what's really standing forward here is like, I do feel this has a lot to do with a working environment or your skill or your talent or some form of progression here forward. And I do feel you are more encouraged to move forward because of the fact that something becomes overbearingly oppressive. And I do feel like it comes forward in a very sort of unforeseen way, like you don't see it coming with the crows here. Again, I get a lot of this communication coming to you, offer coming to you, an awareness coming to you out of, thin air, sort of, here, unexpected. But I do feel it is so significant that it really transforms a lot here. It allows you to put something behind you. Yes. Okay, we have the stork, the fish, and the clover. So both the clover and the fish, to talk about abundance here, like abundance of wealth, like accumulation of wealth and riches and situations being very positive. And so the stork talking about delivering a new beginning. Sometimes the stork can be literally talking about like delivery of a newborn or a child, but it could definitely be symbolic of a new opportunity is birthed or brought to you that is very abundant, that shifts the situation in a positive way. That has been very annoying. So let's pull some oracle cards and see what more we have here to communicate. Now, I do feel I want to read the cross row as well. We have the key, the whip, and the stork. So for some of you guys, I do feel like maybe you guys were looking for answers or information in one specific area, and Spirit's talking about it being not the right place or not the right fit. So you might have had experiences here where it didn't fit, or it, you might have chased up on some information or an opportunity and it didn't pan out for you. So Spirit's really talking about this being something new, something that you can explore here that isn't, just like, I don't know, like a dead end, because I do feel it's something official and something you could definitely commit to. Okay. Did we read across? Oh, I don't know that we did. So the ring, the whips, and the fish. I do feel whatever this is talking about, I mean, if it's not work, it's definitely what you do day in, day out, because like I say, the fox could talk about her career. It's something you're already committed to. And I feel like it might have left you with feeling like it's outlived its purpose in some way, but it's became more of a burden or a challenge than it has become abundant to you, or for you, I should say. But I do feel like maybe there is a level of commitment that you have to this current thing, because I do feel like it might be a job that we held from when we were younger, or a marriage that we were tied to or married to, Like I say, this doesn't have to be a job per se, but it's really tied and interwoven to your everyday commitment. And yeah, I feel like you're moving towards something more abundant here, and you might have been trying to find a way out. And with the key, the moon, and the clover, I just feel, again, out of nothing, this solution or this information comes to you in order to open the door to abundance, to switch something out, to allow you to move. Spirit, for pile one, what more do they need to know about their situation, circumstance here? Thank you so much. So we have an open book, number 5. So 5 is Hierophant. Hierophant could talk about a marriage, a commitment, our day in, day out, where we sort of invest our beliefs. So I feel like we see something. We understand something now. So a piece of information that reveals something to us, that puts us in the know. Yeah, so we can understand what to do potentially in our everyday or what we want to commit to. We have waiting. So I feel like you could have definitely been in a situation where you felt very stuck and maybe praying on the divine or waiting for things to shift or waiting for things to get better. Remember I said Spirit was talking about you sort of looking in the wrong areas. Maybe we were hoping the job got better or the relationship or the commitment would change, waiting on the other person or waiting for a job offer, or just sort of more of a passive approach. But I feel like the Spirit's really talking about movement. So this period of waiting seems to be over, or we understand something here, which allows us to deal with this period of stagnancy. Spirit for pile 1. What is this reading about? Dead man's fingers with timing, 36. Yeah, we were getting like, remember the analogy I gave you? You're talking to someone about something disappointing, and it's like the right place at the right time. Somebody says, hey, like, I'm even getting that from like the cards, like I said, in succession, 32, 33, 34. It's like everything sort of lines up in a way perfectly, timing wise, so that it allows you to break free or move forward. And even the dead man fingers, like, I do feel you're in a situation here that might have been very stagnant or very dead for some time. Nothing new. Okay, so what more, spirits? What more here for beautiful pile 1 in regards to this messaging? So we have manipulation, 78. Remember this Fox energy. Unfaithfulness, dishonesty, trickery, revenge, deception, and competition. Type 6, the loyalist, thinking center between mistrust and trust. So I feel like we have been dealing with a situation we couldn't trust fully to commit to because of the fact that it gave more burden, or it was more of a challenge to us. And so, for example, let's use the work example again. It's like a job place that takes advantage of our hard work. If we're somebody who doesn't say no to, let's say, overtime, then they just keep putting more and more and more on you. It's like this understanding your ways of engagement and then using it to their advantage. And certainly could be dealing with somebody who could be in an energy of self-focus, manipulating maybe your kindness or your commitment here or your past relationship, investment, over time, maybe something has eroded, or your trust in someone's behavior here seems to have eroded. Let's see some more. Spirit for pile 1. Pile 1's message here. Big. So air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It says, what do I want to carve out space for in my life? Prairie dog. So I feel like out of nowhere, we get this opportunity. And I do feel with timing and the prairie dog, I'm kind of seeing that whack-a-mole even here. I feel like Spirit's really talking about you seizing the opportunity. Like there's a window of time for you to chase up and follow up on this, because I think something will reveal itself to you. And Spirit's saying, don't sit on it or don't wait, So if this is talking about, I don't know, a relationship of sorts, it's like a commitment you've made in a situation to the past, like Spirit's asking, are you committed to your past memories or what's experienced? Or are you looking at the abundance that you can have here? Like there's certainly a new beginning in regards to shifting something in a more abundant way that presents itself. Okay, let's see if we can get some more with the buttons as we close out what your reading is here. Spirit, what does pile number 1 need to know then about this message? This might be loud. Pull 6. No, 7. Okay, so first one that came out was this carrot. So, or sorry, 56. So a carrot is where we're being led by a promise of something, you know, that never comes. It's like maybe moving the goalpost. This could be a form of manipulation, like once you do this or once you do that. So, yeah, I do feel like this could certainly be a form of pressure or a form of manipulation, because we never really get to the prize or the carrots. And we have a match here, which is the old flame. Is this the old flame? No, I'm sorry. This one's not the old flame. This is the Ace of Wands. But an old flame did come through here. So a job you've been committed to for some time, a person that you have a past with, but it's something new here with this match, an Ace of Wands. And like a match is very quick. It goes out very fast. I think you guys are being called to seize an opportunity and not wait on it. Again, that's really pulling through here with the match, the Ace of Wands. But something does reveal itself that is very exciting to you. So we have the koala bear, and the koala bear is all about compassion. And so I feel like it's more of a opposite energy. Like if this, again, back to the job opportunity, is something that welcomes you or something that feels more like, you know, secure, safe. That's what this koala bear energy is. Some of you guys might be in Australia if there's confirmation with the koala bear. Here's being hung to dry with the clothes on the clothesline. And the number 22, which is a master number. So 22 is about divinely guided relationships and healthy energetic boundaries. So we might have to boundary, you know, again, if people are asking us to work OT or they're pushing on our kindness. But then we're being left to hang to dry, and, you know, we're hanging out this carrot. It's like we need to recognize, yeah, I think we need to sort of take an opportunity that allows you an opening here to get out of a situation. Here's the mic drop. So a need to express oneself, speak the truth. So you may have to voice your opinion on something. And then here we have word with the person, which is hanging on every word. So we might have been hanging on every word of someone who left us to hang out to dry. So you guys might be experiencing where you trusted someone. You know, you'll get this raise once you finish this project, or come this month. They give you the carrots. They make you work harder. You're hanging on every word. And then, like I said, this silver lining is they leave you to hang out to dry. You don't get the promotion. And then you're like, hey, well, this eroded my trust. You communicate with someone about this, or it drives you to look for a new opportunity that comes through here, sort of as perfect timing, that shifts the situation. But I do feel like you're trusting. I feel like you might be hanging on the word of someone to offer some form of promise, and they do fall through or just leave you sort of stranded. But I do feel like it's the best thing ever, because from this, there's an inspiration to move. Yeah, 49 with this heart, the disappointed heart from the clouds. It's like feeling disappointed, feeling let down, feeling discouraged. So a big shift in regards to something that is very discouraging here, you guys. If you haven't experienced this letdown, then this is sort of giving you a heads up with the place, because I do feel like there's already a heaviness. There's already some form of something that hasn't panned out. And maybe, you know, you're wanting to give the benefit of the doubt, and you're, you know, really trusting, okay, this workplace will give me this increase, or something will shift here. And I think we realize what it is, you know, we actually see what it is or what it's not. And maybe this speaking up is like us being able to speak our truth and acknowledge to ourselves that this isn't for us, or this isn't something we want to continue investing in here. Yes. So pile 1, this is your reading. I hope this resonated for you guys, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 2. You guys pick the Maléfique Lenormand deck, and we're looking at what Spirit wants you to know right here, right now. We'll be doing a 9-card tableau using the Lenormand cards and these Oracle cards. And if it's your first time getting a Lenormand reading, the definitions of the cards are changed based on the surrounding cards. So I'll be reading most of this intuitively, although there is assigned meanings for these cards that we'll pull through. Okay, so let's ask Spirit for pile 1. What are they needing to know right here, right now? Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Oh, did I say pile 1? Oh my goodness, pile 2, Spirit. Clearing concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Thank you so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. Some of you guys might have been pulled to one as well, or another pile. And 3 more. And 1 more. Okay. We'll pull the oracles shortly. Let's take a look at your cards, shall we? So we have the Scythe with the number 10 and the Jack of Diamonds. So that's the Page or the Knight of Pentacles, the Scythe. Okay, and then we have the Tree with the number 5, 7 of Hearts or 7 Cups. And we have the Stork. Interesting, pile 1 had the Stork in the exact same place. Number 17, or the Queen of Hearts, which is Queen of Cups. So Queen of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And we have the Moon. Moon card came out for pile 1 as well, but it was in a different spot. So card 32, or the number 8 of Hearts, 8 Cups. So Hearts here. And we have the Clouds, number 6, or the King of, is it the King? King of Clubs. So that's the King of Wands, the Clouds. And we have the Birds, number 12, or the 7 of Diamonds, which is 7 Pentacles. Okay, and then we have the Heart, number 24, or the Jack, Page of Cups. Sorry, the Knight or the Page of Cups with the Jack of Hearts. That's what I meant to say. So the Heart. And we have the Clover. This came out for pile 1 as well. So number 2, and then the 6 of Diamonds or 6 Pentacles. And we have the Rats. 23, 7 Clubs, which is 7 Wands. Okie dokie. Let's get into your reading, shall we? Okay. Beautiful people. Central card here is Clouds. What is this? Confusion. A storm is brewing or has been brewing. It's very dark clouds, so maybe we can't see, or we anticipate it getting stormy, you know, before it could get clear. But there's a lot of confusion when we see clouds. And so I feel like this is what the Scythe here is talking about, breaking through, cutting off something. Okay, so we might be confused since this card is, I'm going to be reading it diagonally here. Since the clouds are ahead of this scythe, we could be very confused in regards to putting an end to something, abruptly ending something, as the car alarms or the sirens are going off. Sorry, not car alarms. Sounds like police alarms. So yeah, I think there's confusion in regards to cutting something out, and you might be conflicted here, I feel, with the rats and the clouds. It's like a nagging feeling, or something is really annoying you or in your mind, persistently getting to you about cutting something off or ending something. Now, I don't know if you have already, or you have cut something off, or there was something that got abruptly cut off that's left you feeling annoyed or left you feeling very confused, or uncertain, unclear. Okay, let's keep going. So the scythe, the tree, and the stork. So the tree could definitely talk about health. It could talk about, our family lineage. It could talk about stability, the growth of something here. So because we have the stork, which talks about delivery, a new beginning potentially, and it could talk about communication or being presented with an opportunity here. It could be that we experience an ending, or in order to experience health or stability or have a new beginning in something more secure, there needs to be something cut out, completely cut off, because Spirit is confirming the health comes after something that is abruptly ended. So if we have something that isn't working or something that hasn't worked, it's like cutting off the dead wood, or whatever didn't work allows there to be new growth. Okay, so we have the scythe, the moon, and the heart. So again, I'm really getting from this moon, because of the fact that it's here by the clouds, and it really feels like cutting out some uncertainty or the unknown that might be really impacting you emotionally here with the heart. It could be matters of the heart, or something that is emotionally getting to you over time. So if you did experience an abrupt ending, maybe you're really like not sure, it's like still emotionally invested here. And it's like, should I just leave this sort of thing in the past, or like we're not sure what's going to transpire here, but Spirit is talking about a regrowth and a rebirth. Okay, so we have the tree, the clouds, and the clover. Yeah, I feel like you had good intentions to grow something solid, and it left you in confusion and uncertainty. But Spirit is talking about it being something that is for your benefit, that might turn in a way here that's unexpected, that's actually more beneficial to you. So clover is the most positive card in the tarot. It could definitely be symbolic of luck, things changing, good fortune here. It's like the Wheel of Fortune in the tarot. And so I do feel like there's something very fortunate here as a result of you being in the dark or being confused about something. Okay. We have the stork, the birds, and the rats. There's a delivery of communication. And I do feel like I feel like you're needing to sort through internally what might have been said or communicated or brought forward to you, because I do feel like if you are involved with people, because birds could definitely talk about people, we have multiple rats here. So if you're dealing with a situation with another or with people, it's like whatever is presented to you, I feel like creates some form of you having to understand and sort through some energy that might not be clear and might be creating anxieties or worries or again, like repetitive sort of anguish here, because I do feel you're emotionally tied to whatever the situation is. But I do feel like Spirit is again taking it back to with the tree and the clover, there being, a positive rebirth here that might be once we cut off what isn't working. And so we have the moon, clouds, and birds. I do feel like there's communication that creates more uncertainty or communication that creates this conflict. So maybe there's communication that makes you confused and you put an end to that type of dialogue, or you come to understand you're very annoyed maybe by the confusion that keeps presenting itself in regards to communication. That might be something that always leaves you feeling unclear, uncertain, that you put an end to. Yeah, heart, clover, and rats. Well, this is interesting. So again, there's this, I feel it is like an internal thing that you have to sort of sort through, because I do feel like your energy is talking about wanting the most positive thing here to be experienced when it comes to matters of the heart, and maybe even emotional expression here with the heart and the birds that you could benefit from. And it's like this annoying, repetitive, consistent irritant that might persist in regards to making something obvious to you in regards to cutting it off. But I do feel like it creates confusion. Like whatever this thing is, it's created confusion. There's a confusion when it comes to communication. There's confusion when it comes to its intention. Yeah, let's see some more, because it doesn't make itself super clear as to what this is telling you. Then Spirit, for pile number 2, what is this about? Tent, it's a temporary situation. 37. So maybe we cut something out and we're concerned, that we cut it out. But Spirit is saying it was just a temporary experience, a temporary situation, something that isn't solid, because this tree is opposite. And by cutting something out, there's like an ability now to make space for something solid, something rooted, something that isn't just transient here like this tent. Okay, and 37 is the number 10, which definitely talks about an end of a cycle and a transformation and a completion. Despair. Look at this guy. He has a gun to his head. Okay, so putting an end to some form of misery here, cutting it off. I do feel one more. I feel there's a cutting off of something that was creating all sorts of annoyances, or in your, I don't know, in your world. I feel it was something annoying. Hope. So from a despairing situation, Spirit is now talking about hope, which I was really getting with this tree and this clover. Look how green and beautiful, and this is talking about rebirth with the green. So a situation that was full of despair has to come to an end in order for there to be hope of something new. I'm getting Aquarius energy here from the 17 and this hope with the star. Spirit, what more does pile number 2 need to know about this situation? What does pile 2 need to know? We have, how can I know myself as absolute with the bison and bee? So maybe we're, again, conflicted about ending something, confused about the end. And it's like Spirit wants you to, with this bee bison, it's like being strong in your conviction, being solid in your decision, you know, instead of maybe wafting back and forth. Because Spirit's confirming this is just a temporary sort of experience, not something solid and lush, not something that could be, I don't know, healthy in the long term here, unless we cut out what doesn't work or what is confusing. So we have Mensina Interrupta with purpose and judgment, 28, which is another 10. So something coming to an end, you having judgment, because I feel like there is a purpose to this. And maybe we're not sure, you know, what was that temporary experience all about? Why did I experience an abrupt ending? Or maybe feeling like we have to put an end to something and then not knowing for sure. But it's like there is a purpose. There's a purpose to this experience. We might not see it. We might feel despair in having to experience this thing or go through something here. But Spirit is saying hope will come. Okay, be absolute with what it is that you understand and see that there is a purpose. Okay, which might take us a bit to fully understand or see in the thick of it. So Spirit, what is it that pile number 2 needs to know then? What more does pile 2 need to know here? Pile 2, Spirit. We have paranoia. So it's these rats. Suspicion of conspiracy, mistrust, fear, trouble, psychosis, and persecution delirium. Type 6, the loyal, is thinking centered between mistrust and trust. Mental tendency with stress level 60. So, beautiful angels. This is talking about a temporary sort of experience here. Again, like I always say, it's either your energy, someone around you. It's a lot of despair here in regards to a situation that is being understood, in regards to a lot of confusion and a lot of a lack of clarity here. This needs to come to an end in order for there to be something fruitful, something beneficial. Okay, in regards to love, in regards to emotions, it could be shared love. Okay, maybe something isn't understood here clearly, and we might feel very much in our own mind about what it could mean or what it does mean or what it is that we're supposed to do or be. And Spirit saying trust in your understanding. Know that this is a temporary experience that will come to pass. But if you are feeling despair, or if you're feeling discouraged, or if you're getting lost in your own paranoias, to remain hopeful that something will blossom here. Okay, it will blossom here, and we might have a conversation that allows there to be, you know, like more revealed here, more understood. Okay, but I feel like what Spirit was really talking about here was the more conversation, I feel the more we're sort of paranoid or irritated. And so we might have to stop talking to someone, or we might have to put an end to how we engage with someone. Okay, this is your message. Pile number 2 is a different one. I hope this resonated, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh, pile 2. I hope you're still here. I forgot to pull your buttons here. Let's pull some and see what's Spirit wanting you to know. For pile number 2, Spirit, what more do they need to know? Okay, look at this. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. Situation that's done. Done. And I think it's an abrupt ending. Here we have candy, so something sweet. So again, the tree and the clover coming through. It's like by ending something, we experience something sweet. There's the vampire teeth, so something draining. It could be emotionally draining, physically draining, You know, emotional vampires here that feed on our energy. Might have to put an end to it. Go team 23. So this is about encouragement. It's a pennant. It's like, you know, like we have to encourage yourself maybe to take action, like believe in ourselves to, yeah, stand behind our decision. 60 with the bullseye. So this is about, again, like hitting the mark and being very absolute and certain in our decision here with complete accuracy, not wafting, but standing behind our decision will allow there to be something sweet or a victory. Yeah, look, more sweetness with the strawberry. So very sweet here, or as a result of taking action, calling something quits and cutting something out. Here's the vine. The vine can talk about clinginess. And with this vampire, it's like draining. It's clinging to us. It's emotionally depleting. It might have a hold of us where we feel we can't move. So I feel a lot of you guys might be contemplating putting an end, you know, to something that is emotionally depleting. Spirit saying, go for it, take action. Don't waft back and forth or waffle based on what it is that you're being encouraged to do here, because then you can reap what's actually sweet here. But you got to encourage yourself to believe in that action, you know, especially if you resonate with you being very done with some situation that has just been very clingy, holding you back, making you feel tired, drained. All right. So now I'm done. Pile number 2. Let's hit the next one. Hello, pile number 3. You guys picked the Shadowland Lenormand deck, and we will be taking a look at what Spirit wants to communicate to you using the Lenormand cards and some Oracle cards. So if it's your first time getting a Lenormand reading, the definitions of these cards are pretty standard, and the definition changes based on the cards around it. We'll be using a 9-card layout, and we'll ask Spirit what it is you're needing to hear right here, right now. Spirit, clear and concise message for pile 3 in regards to what they're needing to know. Pile 3, Spirits, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of the viewer. Let's pick pile 3. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. Thank you so much, Spirit, for this message. And 3 more. One more. Okay. Then we'll pull the Oracle cards once we get what this is. So we have the Sun, beautiful, card 31, Leo energy. And we have the Woman, 29, or the card 11. And we have the Key, 33. So 33 is a master number. Reproduction, which is interesting. We have Woman. Creativity, which is Sun energy. Humor, Christ consciousness. Joy and harmony, which is a lot of Sun energy. Okay, interesting. And we have the Scythe, okay, or the Sickle, number 10. 10 is all about endings. And we have Bouquet in the center here, number 9. And we have the Snake, number 7. And we have the Birds, number 12. And we have the Man, interesting, the Woman and the Man, 28, or the number 10 again. And we have the Letter, 27, or the number 9. Okay, let me sit with this energy and see what we see. Okay, so let's begin. In the center, you have the Bouquet. Bouquet talks about being appreciated. Somebody could be giving us a gift or showing their appreciation for us. Now, you could flip energies if you see fit. Okay, so being seen and appreciated and being told. So maybe we're receiving a letter of appreciation or an acknowledgement here for some joy that we might have brought, but it's definitely being noticed and seen. and being communicated. Okay, now the letter could be a form of email. It could be an official letter. It could be on the computer, some way like this. But generally, when we talk about like actual words, when we talk about the birds here, because that's more communication. So this is like an official, maybe not official, but in way of, I don't know, an email, a text, a letter, but also being given this communication, you know, someone is coming out to recognize us specifically. Okay, we have the sun, the woman, and the key. So interesting, we have the woman and the man in the same sort of row here. And this could definitely represent your energy or somebody that's in your energy field. Okay, take it as it resonates again. Because some of you guys might be this man, some of you guys might be this woman, or neither. Okay, or neither, or it could definitely symbolize different aspects of your energy. But here with the sun, the woman, and the key, it's like coming to understand something about self, or coming to understand something about someone, or a piece of information that gets revealed about me or someone else. So it's like, now I understand this aspect of me, or now I don't know, like, again, because we were getting that fertility and that creativity. It could be that we are carrying a piece of knowledge in regards to something we want to create, or we could see something in regards to birthing something, some form of creation. The key opens up new opportunities. It's information that allows there to be shifts or new phases, new experiences. It could be that the visibility is on us now in regards to us being seen and understood, or the information that we need is being revealed to us. Okay, the sun, the scythe, and the birds. So there definitely could be some communication that comes as a result of clarity when it comes to an end of something. Like we might have to end some understanding or end something. And so I do feel like we could be having communication or understanding something in way of communication that allows us to put an end to something that maybe in the past brought us joy, or maybe that we thought was, you know, the answer was clear to us at some point in time. There is an abrupt ending here, and there is a change or a shift here with all the tens we're feeling. And so maybe in order to have something new or understand something different, we have to close out something. And here this little guy is sort of being held in a little cage. And so maybe we felt really restricted by something that we put an end to. So the birds can also talk about siblings here. So maybe you have a community of people you trust in regards to communicating how you're feeling, or communicating what you're about to transition or what you're going to end or stop. I am getting like you having a certain clarity about what is for you and maybe what's not for you, or an understanding of this that becomes very clear. And we have the woman, the bouquet, and the man. So It could be, again, someone showing someone else an appreciation. Here is represented by the masculine and the feminine. So it could be acknowledging the masculine aspect here, masculine sun as well. So this is like getting in the driver's seat, taking action on something. It's like being appreciated or understood. And so these could definitely be two aspects of self. It's like maybe putting an end to, you know, maybe the energy here where we were more receptive or waiting around for something here. And then showing our appreciation here in some way to this aspect of making decisions that are making us feel empowered and not stuck, you know, based on past discussions or communications. So it could be, if you are resonating as this masculine energy, you know, it could be the woman in your life showing you appreciation here, giving you an offer. But I feel like this is really talking about your sense of being empowered, being recognized and appreciated, and maybe your creation being appreciated here, whatever it was that you birthed. Okay, so we have the key, the snake, and the letter. So snake can have a meaning of, sometimes it means the other woman, you know, or it could be being tricked, deceived, which is generally fox than it is really snake, because snake is more about wisdom and healing. And in this case, I'm really feeling this understanding that is like a piece of information, wisdom, you know, that's understood. And here we have the bat, which talks about the intuition. So it's like something gets manifested in way of a formal letter or understanding that comes from nowhere, that allows us to, I don't know, heal something or understand something, some piece of wisdom here. Because when we have wisdom, we get clear. When we have wisdom, we can cut out what isn't working. And so I feel like there's a freeing of something here based on our new understanding and being appreciated and seen, and allowing you to create something. Okay, so we have the scythe, the bouquet, and the snake. Yeah, healing through being appreciated here and putting an end to something again. You know, abruptly calling something off. And it could be you sort of acknowledging this healing wisdom and appreciating yourself for taking action on this. Okay, we have the birds, the man, and the letter. So communication. It could be communication with the man in your life. So this man could symbolize your husband, your boyfriend. Okay, it could symbolize you having communication with your group of friends, your community, your siblings. And I do feel like this results in some form of formal communication that comes from the intuition or the unseen into the manifest here. So it's like based on my communications or my understanding here, or further revelations through dialogues with other people, I now can communicate this. So if you're dealing with somebody maybe who needs to have counsel with a group of people, it's like, because of this, I have now an ability to put this in writing. Isn't this fascinating? So let's pull these cards and see what more we see here that Spirit wants to communicate. But we do see birds, bouquet, and key. And so this way, yeah, it's like the communication of an offering of being appreciated and valued, being given a gift It could be words of affirmation here, you know, is the answer, is the key, or is the knowledge or the wisdom or the healing aspect here that allows me to create and see something. Let's see, Spirit, can we dive into this information a little bit more for pile number 3? What is this energy about that they're needing to know right here, right now? So we have lover. Oh my goodness. Well, we have the man and the woman with the lover. This one's sliding off. And we have the room. So this room happens to be empty and there's no one sitting in this chair. So normally when I see an empty chair, it's like the chair can signify somebody leaving our life or us leaving something. So the scythe is an abrupt ending to something. We might have to leave something in order to join something, you know, or someone else might have to leave something and join somewhere else. And the chair could sometimes symbolize the emperor for me. And so we could be dealing with an emperor here. Okay, the room can definitely be also with this chair here talking about a form of security or stability. Lover. Okay, Spirit, what else for pile number 3? What is this message about? Does pile 3 need to know about this message? I just heard roses. So you might literally be getting flowers like roses here. Mountain 27. So this is an obstacle. We might get to clarity or answers in regards to an obstacle here that it comes to an end. Something that was difficult to overcome. I do feel one more from this one. Spirit, pile number 3. What is this message? Yeah, obstacle, challenge, something that was difficult to overcome. The whirlwind, 46, or the number 10. 10 again about transformation. So the whirlwind could talk about chaos, you know, things sort of being in a whirlwind here. I do feel like it's a getting like tower, like sudden, because the scythe is sudden, abrupt. There's like something very abrupt in regards to maybe an obstacle or a challenge here that becomes understood or healed. Okay. Spirit, what does pile 3 need to know about this reading then? What more is coming through this reading for pile number 3? What is mending? Heal. Yes, purple cone flower. What is mending? So we might be mending something with someone. It says lover. We have the heart. So the bouquet could be, you know, a gift of reconciliation. Maybe we're understanding why something had ended in some way. There is communication after the fact, maybe after an ending, or communication about a sudden ending, clarity about the sudden ending here that becomes communicated here between a man and a woman, some peacemaking between a man and a woman, some healing, some information, some form of reconciliation or communication where someone might have been absent. And I feel someone serenading here, so very sudden. What else, Spirit, for pile 3 is this message about then? We have big blue stem. How can I be of service with shelter? So shelter was talking about the room. So someone wants to make themselves available potentially here where they've been absent. How can I be of service? How can I make things better? Pile 3, Spirit, what more does pile 3 need to know about this messaging? We have parrot wax cap with isolation, number 30. So again, I'm getting maybe, you know, we've been in a situation where someone left, or where we had to leave or abruptly cut someone out, and we've been in isolation. You know, maybe this was the big obstacle, but I do feel like there's a shift here, a turn of events here where things have been very isolated. Maybe someone's felt very isolated here and has recognized or appreciated or has become clear about someone's role here. Pile 3 spirits. What more does pile 3 need to know? So will be the final oracle cards here for pile 3, and then we'll pull some divination buttons. Pile 3 spirits, what do they need to know? What more information is coming through in this reading? Ooh. All right. Solitude, isolation. Look at that. 41 or number 5. Fixation, ego level. Preservation, isolation, cocoon, solitary, protection, withdrawal. Type 5, the observer, thinking center between interior and exterior. Okay. And feeling invaluable. Get rejected, anonymity, defeat, failure, poverty, unfortune. Basic fear, ego level 12. Type 3, the achiever, emotional center between appearance and authenticity. Okay, let's kind of come together here. Take what resonates. Some of you guys might have been feeling underappreciated or seen, valued. You might have had to retreat. You might have had to cut someone out. Some big obstacle here in regards to having recognition or birthing something here, you know? And I feel like maybe we weren't understanding or seeing that in way of words or officialness or hearing the words so much. Somebody was vacant, absent. And so I feel like maybe we felt very alone, isolated, rejected. I feel that there's a shift here, and I feel something very sudden, you know? So if some of you guys have maybe ended, I don't know, a partnership here, or there's something to be mended, you know? And I think really the mending and the healing is your own experience with a said person or experience where you felt underappreciated or not seen. That's shifts here. Okay. And Spirit's really suggesting a lover of sorts that wants to maybe serenade you or appreciate you or communicate formally, officially, use words, you know. And I don't know, for some of you guys, they might have broke your trust. They might have left. They might have not have stood up when they were needing to be there to show up. You know, some of them might have chose someone else or something else. And so there's a lack of trust or something needing to be healed or something understood by you that's like, I can't overcome this thing. But I do feel like there's mending, there's healing, there's communication. And then I feel there's also a level of feeling safe, but it's because of the fact that I feel like we could be dealing with someone that wants to make things right. How can I be of service? How can I show up? How can I appreciate you? How can I mend this situation that's might have created an ending here? Or if it's not an ending, it could be just a sudden realization of the role someone needs to take in order to be more proactive, to show up here. Okay, so yeah, I do feel you've been feeling quite alone here, you know. So let's pull some of these to get more information. I know they're loud in regards to your situation. I do feel 2 more. Okay. So we have the salt or pepper shaker, which could be talking about feeling a little salty. You know, after the fact, maybe we just felt a little bit distasteful in regards to how someone treated us. Number 40 or the number 4 is Emperor energy. Here we have the baby. So someone could have been acting very childish, immature. But I'm also feeling this shelter. It's like I need to protect something innocent here. You know, something that might be very vulnerable here. Now we have the carrot on a string. So this is being led, you know, like someone leading us, but never really giving us the carrot. And so it's like never feeling appreciated, never getting there. The goalpost keeps moving. And so it's like I want to be appreciated or get my reward in some way here. And maybe we felt salty or let down because it never came. This is getting our wish. This is also about you making a wish. So you guys might want to take this time to make a wish, because in the book it does talk about making a wish and it coming true here. Okay, so 82 or 10 again, which keeps coming through. Oh, we have my neighbors shoveling out there. So we have number 2 and the fish. Fish is talking about abundance. I'm getting Pisces here too. So I feel like maybe even someone has to plunge their emotions, you know, they have to navigate through their emotions, true emotions here, in order to express something potentially that's understood or felt by them. And that allows there to be abundance. But definitely there's wishes being fulfilled here. Yeah, look at this bullseye, hitting the mark, hitting the target. So I feel like someone takes aim and hits the mark. Number 9, so this is looking at the sunset or having a vision of what we wish. And we could be at a distance here looking at what we want or what we wish for the future, which definitely talks about the star Aquarius energy. So this could be something that you were sort of led towards, you know, for some time, but it was like not rewarding, and it's left you feeling salty, upset, you know, maybe feeling very vulnerable again and like not taken care of. Like this baby needs to be taken care of, you know. And here we have the feel good pills, RX, so medication, but it's like feel good 45. So words of encouragement, some act of service that makes us feel really good, and it like heals the ouch. So I think we were feeling salty, hurt, upset, and you know, here it says feeling invaluable, feeling defeated, not feeling good. And it's like whatever this person does, or this act, or this knowledge, or this communication, it heals something, it hits the mark. And I do feel it's in line with your vision or your wish of something here that allows you to feel good. You know, because I do feel like you were chasing something or following something that might have proven to be not abundant or not leading you anywhere, but circles, or making you feel very alone. So pile number 3, this is your reading. I hope this helped you, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Welcome to the disclaimer. Don't get fooled by people scamming you in the comments section. If you're interested in a private reading, all my contact information is in the description box, and there you will find my website, and that is only through my website can you book private readings at this time. And for those of you guys new to the tarot, tarot does not predict your future. Tarot is not set in stone. Tarot is reflecting back to you a state of consciousness that is something you can either resonate with or not. And so it's very important that you are in tune with your intuition so that you know whether the pile you're picking, the information coming through, is reflecting back to you your own intuition, state of consciousness, your subconscious. And this will be the best way for you to know that the message is indeed meant for you. So if your intuition is not clear or it's cloudy, then you might be tapping into the wrong pile, or information might be coming through that is not dictating whatever your circumstance situation is. So it is important that you work with the divine to develop your intuition. Best way is to sit through the card layout, which I do include with most of my readings, where you can ask the divine to come up with what you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether the pile makes sense for you. And so you can ask the divine to show you those signs, symbols, synchronicities, either throughout your dreams or throughout your day, and certainly throughout the reading, so that you can be assured that the messages you're tapping into are the right messages for you. If you are drawn to multiple piles with the pick a card readings, listen to your intuition. A lot of times energy is interconnected, and in this channel, a lot of times all my piles could be interconnected. So do not feel obligated to only select one or all or none. It is definitely up to you and your intuition. If you are in a pile and it is not resonating, there is no need to continue listening to that pile. If it doesn't resonate, sometimes it gives us perspective so that we know what is resonating for us. So even piles that do not resonate could provide some insight. Keep in mind that if you have strong energy in your presence, other people, situations, that could be quite heavy energetically or strong energetically, spiritually heavy. those might pull through the pile. So it might not be your energy that I'm picking up, but your situation, your circumstance, or people that you're dealing with. It's up to you to keep an open mind in regards to what it is that I'm connecting to, if it is resonating to your story. Do not take any messages that don't belong to you. There will be specific messages that come through for certain individuals, even though the pile might be your pile, but the specific message does not connect to you. Do not take those messages. Only take the ones that resonate for you. It should be the overall energy in that pile that is resonating to your story. It is the gist of that energy that should be overall the story or the energy of the situation, circumstance, or the person that I'm tapping into. If you are unprepared to listen to difficult messages, messages that offer healing, messages that might provide someone else's perspective that we're not quite ready to listen to, it might be a good time to come back when we're fully healed or prepared to listen to messages. My commitment to you is to read the cards with transparency and as much compassion as I can. It is difficult for me to provide you with any guidance in the comments section without knowing your specific situation. A lot of times the piles do come reversed and they might not match the exact description of the reading. And although I am posting the description of that reading, my intention is to always deliver that in which the description talks about. But sometimes spirit comes through with the mere reflection of either something objectively pulling through, some guidance pulling through, or something completely unrelated. And that is not up to me, and I certainly don't select what comes through. But Spirit knows when you will click on whichever video in order for you to hear the messages that are being pulled through. It might just be for one person, and that one person was needing to hear it. So if you are frustrated with that, it's early to tell in a reading whether it is resonating or not, especially if we've sat through the card layout. Again, do not feel obligated to take any messages that aren't for you. You can certainly switch your own situation, circumstance, or energy based on the reading you get. So if a reading does resonate, but you want a different outcome, then utilize the reading in order for you to make conscious choices, different decisions, guide the energy in a specific way that you want it to go. This is why we utilize the tarot and the oracle cards in order for us to be conscious of the energy and make shifts. Energy shifts very fast, and it is formless, and it is not time-bound, meaning I could be tapping into present, future, or past situations. If an energy feels like it's an old energy, it's past, you might want to go check out another pile. There could be one that's talking to your current situation, or we could be looking at a future state of consciousness. These readings might not make any sense to you at the time because it is beyond your level of comprehension. You might want to come back to these readings at a later date. That's why all these readings are timeless unless otherwise stated. And so, as I mentioned, it is up to you, depending on when you click on the reading, to know whether it is useful information to help guide you. All of my readings offer a level of healing, whether it is understanding someone else's perspective, if it is understanding our own perspective, tapping into subconscious energies, or looking at objective situations from the point of view of the creator. All information helps us to put the pieces of the puzzle together so that we can make better decisions when we're involved with difficult or challenging people or circumstances. This is the reason I do the tarot. I do not do the tarot so that we can dwell in hurts and in pain. So if we're suffering, we're allowed to feel how we feel. Pain is inevitable. We all suffer from pain, but the suffering is certainly up to us. And my mission is that we release suffering. Undue suffering does not need to persist. If we choose to suffer, it is because we're making a decision to stay in the suffering. The choice is always ours to get out of suffering. And so sometimes we don't like to hear what it is that's being communicated because it might release us or relieve us from stories, from comfort zones, from pains and clutches that we've used in the past in order for us to feel safe, in order for us to remain in our comfort zone. And as I mentioned, healing isn't always easy, so it is sometimes very difficult for us to acknowledge truths because sometimes a comforting lie is what we choose to believe in. I do not feed comforting lies. I will not read information or readings here that provide you a level of comfort and water the truth down. I don't want you to leave here feeling a false sense of security, but I do want you to leave with a sense that I justified your own intuition, your own energy and suspicion, or whatever you were wanting to confirm with the divine. I also want to make mention that I am not everybody's reader. So at times my voice is annoying, even to myself. And sometimes I deliver messages that aren't quite as concise as they can be. Spirit knows which words I will use in order to channel the information that my soul tribe, the people being drawn to the reading, need to hear. So those words are crafted by the design. I don't spend a whole bunch of time trying to analyze. I do know when it feels right, and I do know that sometimes it's a struggle to come up with a word that can define energy. Energy is not words. Energy can't fit into words. And so sometimes these readings could be a lot of repeating the same thing as I'm trying to find the right word. And if you've tried channeling, you'll notice that a lot of people who channel, they do repeat a lot of words until the right word comes through. Sometimes readings, unfortunately, don't make sense until the very end. And we might go down one path only to find that the answer was something else, or that the reading was something else completely. I don't intend this. Some days my channeling is very strong, and other days it is difficult for me to follow. And sometimes, if it is difficult for me to follow, it can make complete sense on your end, but the delivery on my end might sound a little chaotic or confused because I don't understand everyone's situation and circumstance. Keep in mind, these are general readings, and these readings touch a lot of people, a lot of viewers. If you don't connect with my style, if you don't connect with the readings, then I do suggest you go find another reader. There's many on YouTube, and it could just be the reading or the pile wasn't your fit. So you might want to try another reading from my playlist. And I do hope you guys stay, and I do hope to connect with you guys. I do read all your comments. I do try to reach out to you guys, all of you guys. And if I don't, rest assured, I do see your comments, and I send so much love to you guys. I appreciate you guys very much, and I'm so honored to do this journey with you guys. Bless you, and God bless.